Hello, yo, what's up? Welcome to a special edition of the Shade Show. This is a comic special for the geeks out there, for the nerds and everybody. Right. Basically, if you follow comics, comic book movies or whatever, this show's for you. Again, I'm followed with Aaron and Dion.
How's it going?
Going on? The real Superman is in the house.
Whoa! All right, shots fired this early.
Damn it! I hate this guy.
Again, this is a comic themed show, so we're basically gonna cover everything, all things comics. We all love comic books. We all have our favorites, which you're gonna find about later on. But
yeah, Dan has shitty views.
Basically, well, I guess I should start out by letting you guys know Aaron has a favorite comic book character or a comic book character that he respects.
Yes, and
Dion's on the opposite. On that spectrum way, he doesn't respect this man too much. You'll find out who we're talking about a little later on. But
by the end of it, you're gonna realize once again, as always, I'm right. I'm on the side of rightness.
Well, since this is a comic book show, I guess
that's what all the villains say.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that. That sounds real Dr. Doomish. Like, this is my world, y'all living in it,
and Dr. Doom right now, he's got it right. Listen, if you guys are into comic books, if you're not into it, you're looking to jump into comic books, and you like Game of Thrones, you like that type of like fantasy stuff, I would definitely highly recommend Secret Wars.
Yeah,
out right now. Shout out to Marvel.
Secret Wars is actually, it's really that good.
It is. It's really good. I mean, and that was the first. I mean, that's the first kind of big story arc that they've done that I've really been excited about. Honestly. Really? In a while. I mean,
Civil War was amazing.
Civil War was
awesome. I'm just saying, I mean, that was what, 10 years ago.
You didn't like Original Sin?
Was it really that long?
Yeah,
it couldn't have been that long.
No, it was 2007, I think, closer to 2007.
So okay.
Like 8 years ago.
8 years ago. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't like Original Sin that came out last year?
No, have you tried reading that?
Yeah,
Sin gets really boring.
Fear itself wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I liked Fear itself. Fear itself was pretty good.
It was okay.
It kind of dragged towards the end, though. After a while, you're like, all right, one story going to come in and just destroy everything. And
but what I can say about Secret Wars, and you guys haven't read it yet, but it's not just that all the ones that you've mentioned, the main storyline has been good. The tie-ins, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. All the tie-ins have been really, really top-notch for the most part on this. There's been a couple that are like, but again, if you're really into Game of Thrones, you're gonna
and Marvel,
yeah.
You're gonna really enjoy this run.
Well, I think that's my thing about Secret Wars. Like, I've enjoyed it so far, but the fact that it's not really that original. It's like original in the terms of comics, but you're right. If you've seen Game of Thrones, then you kind of already see how this is going, how this is headed. But I mean, it's something different. It's interesting to see where Marvel's gonna go after this.
Well, why don't you explain how it's kind of similar to Game of Thrones?
Yes, explain the setup of Civil War.
So basically, the setup of Civil War.
I mean, not Civil War, Secret War.
Secret War. Spoiler alert if you haven't gotten that far and you want to read up to this point. I'll cover
spoiler
it.
If you haven't read a comic in the year 2015 made by Marvel.
Basically, there was incursions that were happening in all the universes, in the Marvel comic universes, and the Illuminati, which is
rotates, every once in a while. What's the current Illuminati?
The current Illuminati at that time was Reed Richards,
Tony
Stark,
Black Bolt.
Black Bolt was in it.
Doctor Strange,
Black Panther.
Yep. All those.
Because isn't Professor X dead at this point?
Professor X is dead, so he's not in it.
Times.
So Beast is the representative for the mutants in the Illuminati.
He's the black guy in the Illuminati.
So basically, they were trying to figure out how to stop incursions, and they made this basically bomb that was able to destroy other universes before they crashed, and they were like, we ain't really trying to do this, and then. Namor stepped up and was like, "Fuck y'all, I'm gonna push the bomb." And then
because Namor fucks shit up.
That's what he's about. He's about that life.
This planet don't got no water on it. Fuck it.
So I don't know them fools.
So at that point, they broke off, and he went and joined the Cabal, or recreated the Cabal, which is Thanos and
villain version of
villain,
Illuminati.
basically. Yeah, it's just people that you probably won't even know. And Thanos.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's
and Black Bolt's brother, for people that like trivia.
Maximus.
Maximus.
Yeah, the crazy dude.
And So that was their group, and then they were trying to figure out A, how to stop the incursions, and B, who was behind it.
Yeah.
Turns out that
spoiler warning.
Yes, there's a Islamic name of this character who's causing all these incursions, and it actually was Dr.
Way to
Doom.
go, propaganda.
So it ended up being actually Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom had figured out a way to time
That
travel.
thought, all right. If we take a time on that, I thought was pretty clever.
It was.
If especially if you were following this from the beginning, you're like, who the hell is starting this? Why is this even happening? And it goes back to Doom. That just solidifies Doom as the man of Marvel. Like, it was hard for me for a long time reading Marvel comics to see Doom as that dude. I saw Magneto as that dude, Loki as that dude.
Yeah,
but Doom never did anything to. He got beat by Squirrel Girl and Dazzler. That's what Doom was to me. But the fact that Doom was behind all these, all right, you are that dude now. You won that title.
Now the problem though,
Mamar McDoom.
but here's the problem was
I was talking to him, Doom.
the problem actually though was he was actually not trying to do evil. This time.
Yeah.
He was trying to help the planet, but then reverse and fuck some things up along the way and try to fix it. But that's basically what the crux of the story was.
Yeah.
So it came to the point where it was at this point only 2 universes left, which is the 1610,
Which is the main Marvel.
and then the Ultimate, which
No.
is
616 is the main Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And 1610 is the Ultimate universe.
Ultimate. So basically, they were the only 2 basically that were left of the ones that are named.
Yeah.
At that point, there was a battle because the Reed Richards of the Ultimate Universe, who's a dick and a bad guy, was like, whoa, we got to kill main Earth first before they kill us.
Yeah.
Convinced Nick Fury and them, Black Nick Fury.
Nick Fury? Oh, yeah.
Like, they coming for your shit, son.
Convinced David Hasselhoff, Nick Fury.
Convinced Black Nick Fury that he was actually not that bad, even though he was a dick. They attacked the other ones. They had this big, massive battle.
Mm-hmm.
White light flashes, and then from that battle world was born. You find out in Secret Wars that Doom was the one who was able to preserve this battle world, which is fragments of other universes into one big Earth, essentially, or world. And each
This is where the Game of Thrones comparison comes in.
So each place, each region in this world is run by its own baron.
It sounds to me, it's almost like Doom has become Odin.
Doom is God. Well, Doom is God. He's God in this.
He's in charge of everything, pretty much.
So if you're praying to Doom.
Yeah.
You got to watch out for the all-seeing eye of Doom, right? So it's they have a lot of
And the cool thing, I guess it depends on how you see this. The cool or not so cool thing is basically if there was a major storyline in Marvel, that's its own world. Like Civil War has its own world. Like basically Days of Future Past has its own world. Mm-hmm. Also
Fox
House
cartoon.
of M. Yeah.
Its own world.
Yeah, which is weird. But kind of cool. X-Men '92 is basically if you're over 30 or you're late 20s,
or if you really love Wolverine and think Scott Summers is a complete douchebag.
Exactly.
Then you're gonna love this.
Yeah, exactly. But basically, the Fox cartoons has its own world in this, and I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, it's something different. It's something where Marvel. This is what I think is Marvel. It's different from DC. Sometimes I think DC takes themselves a little too seriously, and Marvel's able to look at themselves and be like, "Hey," they have somebody like Deadpool for crying out loud, that looks at them and all right, we're not as serious as we like to put ourselves out there.
Or just DC likes to reincarnate trash. Let's put this in the compost heap, pull it back out, and do the same exact story over.
Well, yeah, I mean...
But change the outfits.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what DC does. Or they say, and we'll touch on this in a minute, Grant's back to blackmail us, so we got to give him a storyline. Let's give him one of our beloved characters so we can fuck it up.
We owe Grant money. Listen, who do we not care about?
Yeah.
All right, let him write about that.
Basically. I mean, that's basically what ends up happening. So, yeah, I would say check out Secret
That's
Wars.
as much as we could give away to get you interested in it without actually ruining the whole thing, basically.
And other than
not
that
we haven't done that already.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Still read it.
I mean, there's certainly some more, overarching things that happen in it that I didn't really give away, that I even really told you guys about. There's a lot of cool things.
If you like Old Man Logan, he's back.
The art is really good, except for the facials. I don't know what's going on with like the facial.
Yo, I was gonna ask you about that. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
Apparently, whoever is doing the art does not know how to do facial expressions.
No, he draws beautiful like backgrounds and like, you know, the characters itself. When you close up with the faces, it looks.
You know what? At some point, like I envision that our show is gonna make it big one day. So right now, I'm gonna say it right now, DC and Marvel. If you're ever gonna make a big storyline and you want people to read it, just get Jim Lee on it. Let Jim Lee just draw your shit. Like, I don't know how Jim Lee just doesn't have a contract out. Like, if this shit's big and you want people to read it, I'll draw it. Like, that's it.
You know what really aggravates me though? When they do this like bait and switch with dope ass covers, like Alex Roth was all
Alex Roth did all of that Batman R.I.P. shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you open it up and you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Alex Ross has to be my favorite.
Alex Ross is in my top 5. Alex Ross, but the problem with Alex Ross is the stories to his shit is always bullshit. But every time, though, he'll draw covers for everybody. And then you open the first cover and you're like, damn, this thing got me again. It's some Frank Miller bullshit inside. But it's pretty on the outside. Alex Ross is some fine dime that, like, you look at her and you talk to her and then you have a conversation where you find out she kills puppies for a living.
That's because they blow their whole budget for Alex Ross on the cover.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right.
We can only guess. I guess we can't get him to draw on the inside. So.
let's get the writers to fucking draw this shit.
Call Day Day and them up.
Day and them.
He'll work for some bud and some chicken wings.
All right, well, moving on to that then. Why don't we go ahead and get into our call-out corner? Where
this is a special.
We've kind of segued into it already.
Yeah, right. This is a special. This is a special call-out corner. This is a comic book version call-out corner. If you know comics, if you've read comics for more than like 10 years or so, or if you've ever been disappointed in comics, then you know who this one's about.
Yeah, it's I just want to go on record before we even jump into it. And before we get to the funny part, I want to be real serious for a second. Fuck you, Grant Morrison. You ruined Batman.
Is that all?
You ruined X-Men.
Yeah.
You made a shitty comic book version of Clockwork Orange.
And you're rich.
And I hate all your comics.
You can't completely blame him for ruining Batman.
Really?
DC in a whole.
I think to be a writer for DC, you have to stop DC from doing damage to itself. You gotta be able to be like, listen, no, that's a bad idea. No, we're not gonna do that, and I'm gonna do my own thing. Grant Morrison's like, who likes Coke? All right.
See, the problem with DC gets real weird with Batman sometimes, but here's my problem with
only with Batman, really.
I'm just like
DC gets real weird with
everything,
fucking shit up.
But what Grant does, Grant like he's like. He's like if WWE let a smart wrestling fan write a show. It's like, I know more than you do, so I'm going to put up some shit that you guys only briefly heard about. Like, I don't give a fuck about, like, reading Rainbow Batman. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. And
Shout out to Batman R.I.P.
Yeah, Batman. Or the Batmen.
yeah. Internet, the Mexican Batman.
Yeah,
And then what makes matters worse is after they fucking kill him, right? So, spoiler alert, he dies like multiple times.
Listen, this was like a couple of years ago.
Then he time travels by fighting Dracula and shit to get back.
Jack the Ripper.
It's like, what the fuck? Fuck you, Grant Morrison.
You know what? This is when I knew Grant Morrison was on some shit. When Beast has been around since what, the 60s? Nobody fucks with Beast. Everybody leaves Beast alone. Let him be the scientist. But Grant Morrison's like, you know what? I think he was high at the time. This nigga looks like a cat. You know what? I'm going to make him a cat. Anybody says that otherwise is wrong. And then everybody that follows, like, the thing with Grant Morrison is I don't feel bad for the readers. I feel bad for the niggas that got to follow him up. Because you're like, wait, what do I got to fix? He made Beast what, a cat?
Grant Morrison is the George W. Bush. That's a shit you have to follow afterwards. You have to clean up all this fucking mess.
Cyclops had an affair with who? In his mind? Fuck. I believe that.
I can tell you all you need to know about Grant Morrison by introducing his most quote-unquote famous character, Zorn. Exactly. Look that Wikipedia that shit. See if you don't have a fucking brain in there.
Oh no, go ahead, let them know.
You mean Magneto?
Or Zord again.
I don't even.
No. You know what? Yeah, do yourselves a favor. Google Zord, Google Magneto, and
Well, to be honest with you, I had to actually research this because while I like Grant Morrison's All-Star Superman, despite what Dion might say.
Actually, that was the only Superman comic book that.
And it wasn't just Grant Morrison.
There's a lot of hate for this man. Let me tell you. I looked up, and when I started searching him, the first thing came up was Grant fucking Morrison. Yeah, I added the fucking Morrison in there. That's what came up because apparently he just.
All right. I mean, let's not be completely biased here. When it comes to guys like Animal Man or like there's certain characters like Grant Morrison to some people is real deep and he like really does a lot of creative crazy shit like with the what's that fake ass X-Men group that DC has that Beast Boy was part of.
The fake ass
Teen Titans?
No. There's another group where he had I can't remember the name, but it was like the metal guy and the elastic chick.
Thank you, Fennell, for obscure DC.
Yeah, this is
Doom Patrol. I'm sorry.
Doom Patrol.
Yeah. Like he gets praised for his work on Doom Patrol and Animal Man. Like let's not act like the guy's completely shitty writer. But when it comes to like stuff that you love and that's already has established history,
and All-Star
he's gonna
Superman.
fuck.
He killed it on All-Star Superman.
Yeah, I mean, even with that, like he's gonna fuck your shit up.
So to reiterate what Fennell was saying, if you don't give a fuck about the character,
yeah, exactly. You don't care what he's gonna do with them, then let him experiment. But when they're already established, he'll do some shit like, "Hey, Tony Stark was a transvestite."
like if you really like reading your comics on mushrooms, then you're gonna fucking love Grant Morrison.
Well, I was reading this. Apparently, in this final crisis that he was part of, Superman came and saved the day by singing.
What?
Singing.
No.
Yeah, see, you don't see what happens is you blank that part out.
Tom, I thought I read Final Crisis. Was I mistaken?
No.
Oh yeah, you did.
Superman beat out Darkseid by singing.
Wait, no.
Not only I got it right here. Not only these are the lyrics. You're hot and you're cold. You're yes and you're no. Who the fuck is that? Katy Perry.
Wait, no. Wait, you're hot. You're cold. You're
Superman beat Darkseid by singing Katy Perry lyrics. That shit happened.
Holy shit! Are you serious?
And that's what happened. And then apparently, in the Batman, they basically talk about how Grant Morrison literally did the end of the Civil War where. Yeah. Captain America died. So what he took was everything that happened to Captain America.
Oh, he made it with Batman.
Made it into Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! Wait, no, seriously though.
You're hot and you're cold. You're yes and you're no. I beat Darkseid. Just right now. Right now, I just beat Darkseid.
We need to do a list of most amazing Grant Morrison shit because I thought the best shit was when Alfred might have been Bruce Wayne's dad. I thought that was good.
I think I'm Bruce Wayne's dad. Not for
nothing. Beast becomes a cat. Cyclops has a fucking affair in his mind and still gets in trouble for it. And apparently, Superman's a kid. How does Superman even know the lyrics to Katy Perry?
Cyclops, I mean,
is he busy doing shit?
He wasn't responsible for the most fucked up Cyclops storyline, so you can at least give him that.
Wait, what's the most fucked up Cyclops storyline?
When he had sex with Emma,
yeah, in his mind.
No, on Jean Grey's tombstone. That happened that happened in the story. He didn't write that one at least.
Wait, time out.
Yeah, so
well, you gotta explain. You can't just drop that on niggas.
So when he first gets with
oh, I remember that. Yes,
with Emma. They he's mourning over Jean at her like gravesite
with a heart on apparently.
Yeah, and.
It was early in the morning.
She wasn't in diamond form that day. And he was like, I got to have that right now on my dead wife's tombstone. And then he just,
oh, wow.
Got it right then and there. Hey. He didn't write, I mean, that just goes again to show that Scott's a dick.
Well, I mean, I thought Scott was a dick when he killed Professor X, but,
Actually, honestly, if you hate Cyclops like I do, like, it used to be Cyclops and Superman were like, 1A and B for me as far as my hatred.
See,
and then he finally embraced the fact that he is a dick, and
Became a villain.
Basically.
And that's some of the best Cyclops writing ever, though.
And Uncanny X-Men, he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's he's an asshole, but he knows it, and he's like, you know what? He's like a better version of Magneto. Yeah. You know, he's like, all right, I'm gonna fight for my people.
Magneto became
soft. He became soft.
And that all happened in that X-Men versus the Avengers or Avengers versus X-Men.
Because you know what happens with Magneto?
Before that, though.
What happens with Magneto is what happens.
Storm. That's what it was.
Basically.
He was trying to get that jungle fever pussy.
It seems to happen with every X-Men villain, like Juggernaut and Scissor. They get tired after a while. They're like, you know what? Fuck it.
Comics are basically like wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to be a heel this year.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're going to be a face next year.
Like, the last thing we read was Tony Hawk. I keep saying Tony Hawk. Tony Stark is a bad guy. For all intents and purposes.
Oh, that's Supreme Iron Man?
Supreme Iron, yeah. Like, they left him in the cage, and he's like, you need me.
Well, the funny thing with Tony is, and again, spoiler alert, if you didn't know, Tony Stark isn't actually a Stark.
Yeah.
He's adopted. He has a brother.
He's really related to Batman.
Did Grant Morrison write this?
No, I think that was. I think it was a Bendis.
Really?
Special.
Bendis is too emotional, though.
I like Bendis, though.
He gets emotional.
Bendis is responsible for the worst Superman story of all time.
Which one? Grounded?
No, not Superman. Sorry, Spider-Man.
Oh my god. Furthermore, that's not continuity.
I can't get into that Spider-Man anymore. To be honest with you.
Really? You don't fuck with Spidey anymore?
Nah. You want to know my sob story about Spider-Man? Here's the deal. So many moons ago, at this point,
young Dion.
I would say at this point, if we're gonna start now and work our way back. At this point now, I would say that my comic book knowledge has probably surpassed the two of you guys' Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, at this point,
yeah, because
because
nobody steals comic books like Dion.
Yeah, there used to be a point that I used to buy comic books, like on the regular, like
an American.
tons and tons of Spider. I had Spider-Man was my shit when I was a little kid. And I had Spider-Man issue number 1, like in plastic, like straight all the Spider-Mans. I think 300 issues of Spider-Man by that point.
This is why it's so crazy to me.
And then you know what happened?
One more day?
Nope. It was a day where they were laying around somewhere, like had them down in the basement. My mom thought these are trash, and dumped about probably $50,000 worth of comics.
Oh no.
In the trash. So
oh no.
That was the end of me collecting hardcovers of actual comic books.
Oh yeah.
So then I got out. I completely
add sob music here.
I had completely got out of comic books until working for the Evil Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And then you brought in comic books, and you're like, you should read this. And then at that point it was over with. So then I went down the rabbit hole and took the blue pill.
Well, yeah, to give you guys a background on all this, we all worked at a Evil Empire, and we all stopped reading comics for a while, but we kind of all picked it up around the same time. We started sharing a lot of the comics together, and we all realized we had that in common. And I think it was Planet Hulk we shared a lot of, Earth X. Earth X, yeah. The only reason I finished Earth X was because of Aaron and Dion. And Dion also shared with us Hulk versus Everyone, which was a great, comic. Was basically Hulk coming back and like, y'all fucked up.
Y'all thought you got rid of me?
And the cool thing about that was Hulk won. If y'all don't think about Hulk won at the end, it wasn't like they figured something. No, he beat everybody to some big thing. He's like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I want to go home now.
Time for a nap.
Mercy? Y'all bitches want to say mercy now?
Exactly.
Let this rock.
He's like, just want to let y'all know y'all were wrong. And then he leaves. Great book. But other than that, Grant Morrison, finishing up on that, basically Grant Morrison, if you have a favorite comic book character, I don't care if it's the Ninja Turtles, I don't care if it's Tony Stark, I don't care if it's the X-Men. If Grant Morrison's writing, stay away from it because you're going to get upset.
Yeah.
Everybody agrees?
I agree.
Except for Superman.
After doing some research, I completely agree. And then,
except for Superman, for some reason, he could write a Superman book like no one else.
Well, All-Star Superman, because Superman is just that character that even a bad writer.
This is a dark lead up right now.
just saying.
And Dion's like, yeah, word.
But if you want your characters to look like this, You won't see this.
Yeah.
You let Grant Morrison be responsible for it.
If you cares to be involved in some Maury
If you want your Professor X to look like Grant Morrison,
If you want your characters to look like they came out of like a bondage film,
yeah, Grant Morrison to do for you.
yeah, I don't even know. Like they basically gave Wolverine like full head hair.
Oh yeah,
Like this nigga had hair on his ears. Like he didn't have ears. Like just covered.
yeah, they turned Beast into a cat, and they turned Wolverine into a wolf.
is there anybody else that like is never consistent when they drew them? Like Hulk, every issue I've seen, the dude looks different in every issue. Either he has bad hair, either he's bald, or he has a mohawk.
But, yeah, because everybody wants to put their own fucking twist on things.
Yeah.
Like there's no continuity in any of it, in any of this stuff. But in these pictures, they all look like they should have been in Zoolander. Like all the non-mutant.
Oh yeah, look at the eyebrows on Professor X.
Well, Professor X definitely looks like Grant Morrison,
Yeah. You know what? That is actually a good fucking
and
point.
everybody else looks like they're just sucking in their lips.
Yeah.
They were all on nip tuck.
Wow, good reference. All right, moving on now. This is the part where it gets a little personal. This is our top 5 comic book characters. It crosses both DC, Marvel, basically any comic publication, really. We don't judge. We just put out. I mean, there might be a lot of similarities. We like reading a lot of the same stuff, but we'll basically put out our top 5 comic book characters, explain why we like them, or maybe our favorite stories from each one. Something you just add a little meat to it.
Yeah, and here's what I want y'all to do, right? So we do top 5s on every show. What I would like you guys to do going forward, you can go back and listen to the old shows, right? We listen to the old shows. Let us know who won, right? Let me know that I won, because my lists are always the best lists.
Listen, I still think Aaron won the first 2 shows. I mean,
Thank you.
Aaron piggybacked off of mine.
You always say this piggyback shit. It's just because we let you go first. Because if not, nobody would get to go.
You didn't even prepare for the first show,
And it was still better than yours.
piggybacked off of my shit.
you know what? They actually have a good idea though. Email us and basically let us know. This one should actually count. Like top 5 comic book characters. We're very proud of our list. So let us know who won the top 5 on this one.
We will get a fucking championship belt up in this motherfucker.
Yeah, we will rock.
And it'll stay at my house.
And when we get it, we will get Lillian Garcia to say "Champion Child," because that's how she pronounces that shit.
One more time.
Champion Child.
All right.
So since they always complain that I go first, Aaron, I'll let you go first. You can't piggyback.
Oh wow! In the spotlight.
Get your top 5 in order.
Well,
make sure you can count to 5 this time.
Yeah, it was tough bringing it to 5, and it may be altered before the end of the 5.
It'll be altered before he finishes the sentence.
It may be altered before I finish this sentence because it's that hard to pick. But and it's in no order.
Okay.
But definitely Wolverine, because you can't have a list without Wolverine. I mean,
Wolverine is the Brad Pitt. No, let me stop. But
fuck y'all.
Wolverine
is that dude. Like, come on now.
he's
Like,
not oversaturated by now.
Wolverine is oversaturated?
For a loner, for a guy that's such a loner. He's on every fucking team.
Listen,
known the man.
Oversaturated will be number 2 on this list.
No,
all right?
I'm gonna tell you what Wolverine is. You want to make a movie comparison? He is the Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh wow.
He's in every fucking thing.
And he's not even the most important guy in every group.
First
Not
off,
really.
this motherfucker's dead. Maybe. All right. You know
That's a good way
So-
to put it.
so-
he might just be dead.
He could be dead. He could be alive.
You never got tired
Who
of
the
him
fuck
though?
knows? It's Wolverine, man.
When he got to the Avengers, it got a little ridiculous.
For now, not for nothing, you should be in love with Wolverine because the nigga's like 5'4" and still bags bitches.
Oh, 5'6", y'all. 5'6". He's still 5'6", maybe 5'7" on a good day.
You know, like
my problem with Wolverine is, and I actually like Wolverine as a character, and the
Which
general
is surprising to me.
sense, but
surprising that the GM likes anything.
There's no really standout.
Villain?
Not villains.
Of course, it's
there's
Sabretooth.
There's no standout solo Wolverine run enough for me to put him in my top 5. He's very good in his group. He's good in X-Force. He's good in
Old Man
X-Men.
Logan.
Old Man Logan's is a what if one shot.
Yeah, that's not even official.
So I don't count it. It's like
Everything at this point, everything is a one-off.
Sure,
one
but
shot.
Yeah.
what I'm saying is I wouldn't say that like Hush is the greatest villain because that storyline was like a one-off arc.
Yeah.
And I mean, he didn't do anything else with Batman. So But I mean, I'm not sitting here like Wolverine sucks about shitting on him. I'm just saying like that's why I wouldn't put him in my top 5. You said you can't have a top 5 without Wolverine. I'm explaining why Wolverine won't be in my top 5.
Listen,
Spoiler alert.
Can you tell you that Wolverine's probably the best X-Men?
Oh no, not even.
Who?
When you
Not even. When it comes to his, it has to be one of the top 5. I'll say either Cyclops or Jean Grey.
The best X-Men?
So
It's got to be your original
Jean
X-Men.
Grey?
Jean Grey's been dead for like 35 years.
Yeah,
Right?
but everything they do is
Cy-
because of her. though.
Cyclops is an asshole.
Yeah, but doesn't mean
When he was a
not-
good guy and a bad guy.
Yeah,
when he was a
can't-
hero and a villain.
I'm not co-signing Cyclops.
Wolverine is the best X-Men.
No, he's not the best X-Men. You mean the most
haven't-
popular X-Men? Yeah.
No, the best X-Men, because you haven't named one that's better.
Professor X is the best X-Men.
Storm?
Well, yeah. How about Professor X? Well,
He's
Professor
dead,
X
too.
shouldn't even count. But
Dead now.
Wolverine's
Wolverine's
not-
dead now too. So I mean,
Maybe.
and maybe Professor X is dead.
No, they already gave him his legs back, and then they killed him.
did they give him his legs back?
Yeah, he got his legs back.
Because
at some
technically
point.
he was alive. He was just morphed into Red Skull. But we'll leave that. We'll leave that.
Well,
alone.
that's for another episode.
Anyway, Wolverine. Best X-Men.
Oh man, that was only the first one. There's gonna be a long.
This is a long-ass fucking show. Since we were speaking about oversaturation, Batman.
Let's all get this out the way right now. Everybody has Batman on their
Everybody's
list.
going to have Batman on their
How
list.
is it that you put Batman in your list and then you buried him before you even said he was in your list?
Because he still respects the,
Batman. Maybe
you
not
respect the
oversaturation.
cow.
Just like Spider-Man's not on my list.
Well, he's
Spider-Man's
on mine.
oversaturation.
Not anymore. He's not.
Just because it's a black Spider-Man, you got a problem with that?
Black. There's a black Spider-Man. There's an Arab Spider-Man. There's
Spanish.
There's a Spanish Spider-Man. There's a fucking Night Spider-Man. There's a,
Wait, is that another way to say black again?
no, I didn't say midnight.
Damn.
But Batman, he's in my list. You can't have again.
You know what I
have a list
read?
without Batman.
I read. I was trying to share this on our page because we also have a Facebook comic book page where we debate stuff. I was trying to share that the title was "Stop Your Shit." There's no way Batman would defeat Superman.
There
like,
isn't.
There really
isn't.
All kidding aside, all bullshit
Everybody
aside.
wants to say, "Oh, well, he's going to plant kryptonite
He's gonna
somewhere."
do this. He's gonna do. And Superman was really about that life. Superman will take this nigga, launch him to the next planet.
If Superman was really about that life, he'd stand in Metropolis, fucking heat beam this motherfucker, lobotomy.
Well, you guys really need to.
If Superman was about that life, he'd be an interesting character. But he's not. So let's move on to your next part of your list.
Well, you know what? Speaking of that, what you need to read. What was that game from DC where it would
Injustice.
have you read the Injustice comic books?
Yeah.
Where Superman has been about that life, and
Yeah.
and you're not interested at all.
Have you read it?
Yeah, I read until volume 3. I read the first 2 volumes, and I thought it was pretty good. Dick Grayson died from a brain hemorrhage.
You can't even, you can't speak to this man about my next person on my list.
Here we go.
Superman.
I'm not even going to comment.
Again.
I have a thought about that at the end of the show.
Again,
I'll leave it.
Superman is to comic books what racist Hulk Hogan is to wrestling. I mean, it's Superman.
And that he's outstayed his welcome for the last 50 years.
No, as he is still the shit. Even though he might drop the N-bomb every once in a while.
Listen, if Superman drops the N-bomb, then there's no hope for the rest of
You know what I'm saying? If Superman drops the N-bomb, who's going to stop him? Mr. Terrific? I don't think so.
You know what? If
Black
Superman drops the
Manta?
N-bomb,
Fuck that.
everybody's going to drop the N-bomb. Be like, yo, Superman did it. It's cool.
But, I know we're going to be getting into a segment where, he may not get the praise that he deserves.
This is your chance now.
But
Might as well.
come on, it's Superman. He's literally the first comic book hero.
He's not the first comic book here, but that's fine.
The first comic book hero that anybody knows.
Well, yeah.
Can you name another one? Are we talking about Spirit? Or any of these other fucking
Captain
Phantom?
Marvel?
Captain Marvel? Really?
No one gives a shit.
Technically, if we want to be technical, the first superhero was a Human Torch. But we'll
Yeah, but that's a whole nother. Yeah.
we'll bypass that and go continue with your list.
All right. Now, this is where my list gets a little bit shaky. Because I definitely wanted these first 3 to be in there. But I could have a bunch of variables in this next one. I'm going to go with Captain America.
Yeah.
Captain America, he's a wholesome guy. He's...
He'll never say nigga.
He's the moral compass. Not only would he never say nigga, his sidekick
Bucky.
after he killed the first one.
Good point. Good point.
Was, you know what? He was like, you know what? Not like Batman, where, you know, I let my little boys die, and I just get another boy. He's like, you know what? Let's step the game up. Let's get this black dude up in here. His name is Falcon.
You know what? Most of the sidekicks have been black. Like, Captain America went above and beyond with civil rights.
Yeah,
like,
you know,
Captain America's like, yo, I got black friends, and you believe him.
And Captain America was the first, you know, the first crossover. Black Captain America was out there before Falcon.
Nobody cared about Black Captain America.
Yeah, no. Well, Captain America's been about that affirmative action like Logan and Jesse Jackson. And nobody gave a fuck.
But, you know, he moral compass. I mean,
yeah. Captain,
he knows what's right, when's right.
Drink your milk, eat your cereal, you know.
You know, i.e. fucking Civil War, where, you know, he was trying to keep people safe.
But he was wrong.
He wasn't.
No, he wasn't wrong. He was right.
Tony Stark was right. But we'll talk about that.
Oh, that should be a whole nother episode. You know what?
Dia's an undercover villain mastermind.
A.K.A. Republican.
All right, now this last one. Wow. I really don't know. They're both green.
You know what? Put them both in there. Fuck it.
I mean, you don't count. You don't count.
The reason I don't want to put them both in there is because I don't want to hear this bullshit from Dion about me not being able to count. But
no, because we'll do. Since we all put Batman.
Well, we're gonna do 4. So
I'll give you another.
That's what I was trying to say. Like, we all put Batman anyway, so we don't all need to talk about Batman.
All right. So then what'll hold the fifth A and B slot would be Green Lantern and the Hulk.
Which Green Lantern? There's like 15 of them.
The original. You
Hal?
Hal.
You didn't like Kyle? We grew up with Kyle, though. Hal was
I grew up with
older.
Hal. I'm sorry.
No, Hal died.
Most of my life was with
evil
Hal.
in the 90s.
Most of my life was with Hal.
Were you alive in the 70s when Hal was...
No, but Kyle came in like...
In the 90s.
The mid-90s.
Now, he's in your top 5. Hulk is in your top 5. And Superman is in your top 5. You must have had a really, really disappointing movie experience.
Oh, no.
Well, nah.
How long were you waiting to release that shit?
I wanted to see what his list was first.
That's fucked up, man.
Listen.
I was looking at Superman like, you missed the 80s, too?
Man of Steel was an awesome movie. All right?
Man of Steel was...
The first...
You know how long it took me to watch Man of Steel? It took me like 4 I fell asleep every
Nigga, you
time.
got sleep apnea. I know how it is. I don't even want to hear all that.
Saying, I do have sleep apnea.
You know how what Man of Steel was?
No, you don't get to talk about that. You don't get to talk about that. You'll get to your point.
Wait,
in a little bit. I don't want to. You don't get a whole show, okay?
I'm not talking about Superman specifically. I'm just talking about the movie. It was really, really, really long.
You want
to know what? I didn't feel it to be that long.
Really?
I didn't feel it to be that long.
It was like
at some point when Kevin Costner, like, spoiler, Kevin Costner dies, y'all. When he dies, you're like, damn, is this like...
It felt like a 15... It felt like I was watching Lord of the Rings. But the entire trilogy.
That's because you didn't enjoy it.
No, that's not
because
that's
you
wrong.
You probably went there like in fucking complete in interest.
Yeah. He's like, I'm waiting for Hitler to come out.
You're like in there like the fucking Mr. Burns waiting to fucking shit on this movie.
Perfect example. Guardians of the Galaxy had to be 2 hours long. It did not feel 2 hours long. I thought it was too...
It wasn't 2 hours long.
It was.
It was 2 hours. Every Marvel movie.
You just didn't realize it was. It was 2 hours.
Yeah, because you're like,
I didn't realize Superman was 2 hours long.
No way, you're lying.
I didn't.
It was a long movie, but
listen. I fall victim to Fennell's disease as well, and I can't stay awake through a lot of shit.
Listen,
I stayed awake through that whole thing. I saw it in a movie theater.
Me and Aaron Guzman, y'all, actually saw Dark Knight together. We were in the movie theater, watched Dark Knight together. By the time it was over, we looked at each other like, you're awake? I'm awake.
Yeah, me and Fennell have been in these movie theaters bobbleheading straight through Transformer movies.
Avengers movies.
Straight bobbleheading. So, Man of Steel, dope flick.
I actually went in the Man of Steel with an open mind.
You're a fucking liar. I don't believe it.
Let me tell you why. I didn't watch it in the theater. I didn't go see it originally. And a friend of mine. I don't know if you ever had him when we were at the Evil Empire. Nick Forte.
Yeah.
So he's a Superman fan like you.
Yeah.
And he was like,
So he's a great person.
So he was like, Superman was a really good movie. A lot of people are upset about it because of what happened at the end. I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah.
But I know you don't like Superman. You should give it a shot. Maybe it might change your perspective. So I honestly did go into an open mind. I actually liked the movie. I'm not saying I didn't like the movie. Yeah, I did. I liked Man of Steel. I liked the movie.
It didn't seem depressing as hell though. Like it just seemed kind of like it didn't seem like it didn't feel like a Superman movie. Like,
Why not?
Because
It felt
it's
like
just
a
like
great Superman movie.
the dude was just scowling in front. It looks like it wanted to be like a Batman movie or something. Like
No, but you got to live with the time, man.
Anything was going to be better than the last Superman movie.
Well, yeah, I mean,
we had a retarded son that he didn't give a shit
and
about.
he fought an island.
We're going to completely forget that Kumar, from Harold and Kumar, beat the shit out of Superman, right?
Yeah.
That movie never happened.
But the problem was the Lex Luthor in that one was really good.
Yeah,
he was really good.
My problem is like DC feels like to make a good Superman movie, you have to make it like a Batman movie, which has to be depressing and deep and dark. Like Superman is different from Batman for a reason.
But listen, it wasn't dark and depressed. Not for nothing.
It was a dark.
It was a
broody ass movie.
If you really watch that movie, the fucking religious undertones on it are crazy.
There's Jesus coming down.
It's basically they basically go super religious with it, and it's Jesus.
Yeah.
Same age. They have the whole fucking thing about Father Pass. It's super religious.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much symbolism in it, and that I appreciate. But it's like Superman is not Batman for a reason. Like, why do you have to make a movie?
But Batman ain't killing niggas. The only fucking people that die during Batman is his fucking sidekick Robin. All right.
Actually, if you watch any of the Chris Nolan Superman,
a lot
Batman
of people
movies,
die.
if you were a cop in a Batman movie, you're dead because he's running people over.
Or if you work for the federal government, you die. Like that's it.
But we spent a lot of time Superman. For now, what's your list, man?
My list, number one, and again, just like Dion had a problem with Superman, he's probably gonna have a problem with this one. Number one, my favorite of all time is Spider-Man, and first of all, there's only one set of Spider-Man movies. It's the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. I know they're cheesy.
There's the shitty ones, and then there's a one that's semi.
They're the ones that made so much money that it didn't even matter. Like they made so much money when Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out and broke over 200 million. It was a disappointment. Spider-Man really is an icon, and the fact like
Spider-Man
they can disappoint you so many times, and people still keep going. One more day, when Spider-Man decided, hey, I don't need my hot model wife. I need my grandmother who's like 80-something years old. I need her to live. If you guys didn't understand what I'm basically
Spider-Man is like Batman. Let the people he loved die around him.
Yeah, basically. Like, Peter Parker is like, he's somebody where everybody can relate to. Like, shit goes wrong, shit gets fucked up, but he doesn't give up. This is why I love Spider-Man. He really doesn't. Like, his life, the man had an ulcer. How many heroes you know had an ulcer? Like, the man had so much fucked up shit going wrong for him. But he's like, you know what? It's time to put my suit on. Time to do some shit. Like, Spider-Man is highly regarded in Marvel. He's highly regarded in fandom. And he's just a regular kid.
I like the fact that he's really the only one that you, maybe other than Dick Grayson, that's grown into a character.
Yeah. He started when he was 14.
Like, if you think about Superman, Batman, all these guys, they
were already older.
They have been frozen in time. Peter
Parker has not progressed in 40 years. He has.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to argue his fact. I'm just trying to say that, you know, he started up high school and he's aged.
And they even make reference to it. He's like, I've been Spider-Man for like 12 years.
But yes, just like Batman, there's 15,000 different Spider-Men that I could give two shits about.
And the truth
Spider-Pig, fuck a Spider-Pig.
The truth of the matter is,
oh, damn, that hurt.
The truth of the matter is, the best Spider-Man.
Oh, here we go.
Is Dr. Octopus.
Nigga, shut the
Superior.
I'm sorry, y'all heard me get out of the pocket.
Superior Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man.
Fuck that, Miles Morales. Best Spider-Man, hands down.
Do you guys hear all this blasphemy around me?
About affirmative action Spider-Man.
He's half black, half Spanish.
Just shout out, because you know what? He's half Dominican. I still root for the motherfucker.
Colin Cowherd wouldn't like that Spider-Man, apparently. But yeah, that's my number one Spider-Man.
You want to know what the number one villain in the new Miles Morales comic book is?
Who?
Donald Trump.
Oh man, Spider-Man is my number one dude. That's always my favorite character. Best movies to me, whatever. Number two, Batman. Everybody has Batman. We're pretty much gonna skip over Batman.
Give it out to Bruce Wayne if that's your real name.
Number three was hard for me because I mean, like I pretty much like had like I love Thor. Like Thor to me is just the fact that I know I'm getting the weird looks right now. Thor is pretty much the Superman of Marvels. Thor is that dude where shit gets crazy. You look at Thor and Thor's like, yo, I got this. Mm-hmm. He is like, if he's not around, your shit will get worse.
And then he drops his hammer and his girlfriend picks it up and takes over the mantle.
You thinking about fucking Tony Stark and shit.
No, I'm thinking about new Thor.
No, he just got that's a whole nother.
First of all, name me 5 iconic Thor villains. Go.
Loki. The Bash Brothers.
Loki.
And Loki.
Fuck Dylon.
No, the Frost Giants. They're iconic. Every video game I played in Marvel, I had to go through a Frost Giant level.
All I know is I know damn well you ain't reading Thor fucking comic books in that old ass English.
Actually, I am. I mean, especially the newer versions when they were in Oklahoma for a minute. Like Thor books, low key are pretty good. They're pretty deep. They Baldur, they have a lot of good characters in them. And Thor like just measures to every other character. Don't give me that look. Like, first of all, I let you rock with Green Lantern.
I didn't even get to describe Green Lantern.
Because nobody gives a fuck.
Or Hulk. I just said their names and we jumped. but Thor, I mean, Thor's cool.
No, you can't be like Thor's cool. Thor has his own movies. Like
Thor's cool.
Thor's that dude. When shit gets real.
Catwoman had her own movie, so
yeah.
One movie.
Thor only had 2.
Is she in the Justice League?
She might be. Depends on how DC feels this week.
Just maybe.
They might throw in a Suicide Squad Croc's in it. So.
Oh man, but yeah, Thor.
I mean,
to me,
Thor. You know, he's killing Black Giant Man.
I can't wait. The excitement is building up for 4 and 5. Thor's number 3.
All right. Listen, for number 4. All right, this one is kind of personal. This is almost a mini rant. It's Gambit. It started in '92. Because he speaks French and I'm Haitian, so we speak French too. But listen, Marvel, y'all need to stop shitting on Gambit fans. There's a lot of us out there. There is a lot of Gambit fans out there, but y'all need to stop fucking around. Y'all teased us in X-Men 2 by putting his name on the screen, and we kept thinking, oh, Gambit's gonna be in the movie. Gambit's gonna be in the movie. You gave us the Wolverine movie. The dude didn't even have the accent. You showed it for 15 seconds. He got his ass whooped by fucking Sabretooth out of all people.
You can't count the Wolverine movie because nobody counts that movie.
That movie
doesn't exist.
No, but
X-Men 3 never
that dude
really
was
happened.
a perfect Gambit though. Like that without the whole accent thing, whatever.
I guess.
Taylor Kitsch was a good Gambit.
Oh yeah, he was a great Gambit.
But then it's like now we got Channing Tatum as Gambit. He's not even in the fucking Apocalypse movie. You assholes!
He might be.
He might be.
I
heard he wasn't.
It's still up in the air. I heard he was. Dion heard he wasn't. It's all up in the air.
This is giving me a fucking altar. Like, put the nigga in there. I don't even care if he like saves the day. I don't care if he has that many lines. Just put fucking Gambit in the movie while I see him throw some cards. Have the bow stick, and then, you know what? Say, like, Le Beau or whatever. Like, I don't care. Say some shit in French accent.
Come on, Fox is making this movie, so he's not going to have the same powers.
First of all, Gambit's probably going to be fucking 12.
He's going to have the Channing Tatum accent.
Yeah.
And
Channing Tatum, you would defend...
Actually, Tatum actually is a pretty decent actor, and
he's from New Orleans, apparently.
I don't doubt the cast, but it's Fox, so his superpower is going to be dance battling.
First of all, it's Fox, so he's gonna be Chinese. And then number 5 for me is Nightwing. I like Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson also was a cool Robin to me.
But is he even Nightwing anymore?
No, but
he's Grayson.
He's known as
Grayson?
Nightwing.
Oh, he's 007 now.
He's a secret agent now.
They didn't change that yet? He didn't go back to Nightwing?
No, he's still 007.
Do they have a Nightwing to replace him?
They don't need one.
Because you know how DC gets down.
No, they have 100 Robins. They don't need another Nightwing.
I know. Robin, Spider-Man, and fucking Batman. And
yeah, but like you said earlier, Dick Grayson grew into his role. He started as a punk-ass kid. And the cool thing about Nightwing himself is he didn't want Batman's money. He was like, you know what, I'm going to be a cop in Jersey. fuck it. And then his rogue alley
Where
wasn't that
police
great.
are needed.
Yeah, exactly. But he went from a dude that was like a kid, but he's a highly respected individual in the DC comic book era. Like, people know if not original, I don't fuck around. Like, he is known as a great fighter, very acrobatic. I mean, he's not gonna fuck up Deathstroke by himself, but he'll take out a couple of villains.
Is him and Starfire still smashing or whatever?
No, that's stopped a while ago. He smashed half of DC though. Like,
actually, Starfire moved on to
his boy.
moved on to Arsenal.
Yeah, his best friend.
And then Arsenal was isn't Nightwing. That was Green. That was Arrow.
Red Arrow.
Red Arrow and Arsenal is the same dude.
Yeah,
I'm saying that's his best friend.
Heroin shooting.
And now she needed to find herself, so she left Outsiders.
Oh, really?
We're way out.
We're way. But that's my list. Yeah, that's.
I could give it for Dick Grayson. I mean,
so
Dick Grayson is always cool.
So here's the list.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, the D list.
Here we go. If Spawn's in this list, I'm leaving right now. I'm walking off.
So number 1 is Iron Man. I've been riding with Iron Man since the jump.
Mm-hmm. Time out. I'm gonna let y'all fans. Y'all need to hear something. This dude's been riding for Iron Man. He actually tried to tell us on Facebook that Ant-Man and Iron Man were in the same level comic book wise as far as popularity. Are you out your fucking mind?
What I was saying was,
yeah, please, because that might have been one of those rants that you two had that I just completely disregarded.
No, this is actually on the Facebook page.
What I was saying was that prior to the movie, that the general public, knowledge of Iron Man was akin to Ant-Man. Not comic book fans. Not even comic. I'm talking about the general public.
Iron Man had 2 cartoons on.
I don't know about that, man.
They were pretty similar. Now
Iron Man's pretty big.
He's pretty
kind of obscure compared to
Iron
anybody
Man. That's why they didn't even have to add Hank Pym.
And I'll take the L on that one. It happens from time to time. But my main point was that it wasn't so surprising that Ant-Man had a fucking breakout movie. We're way off topic again.
Yeah.
So Iron Man was
Iron Man was known.
Iron Man
we need to see that.
Was my number 1. And it broke my heart when they did the Mandarin and Iron Man 2, which I refuse to watch that bullshit movie. Number 2 for me was Batman, so we'll put that to the side.
Yeah.
Number 3 on a Batman.
The weakest Robin
is Damian.
The weakest
Damian
Robin.
And
go ahead and explain who Damian Wayne is.
So Damian Wayne is Bruce's son that he has with Talia from
who's Ra's al Ghul's
daughter.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're not in the comic book, but you watch Arrow, you know who Ra's al Ghul is.
Yes.
It's the daughter that they pretend doesn't exist.
I mean, of all the Robins, there's Dick Grayson who becomes Nightwing. There's Jason Todd who's awesome as Red Hood.
Yep. All the Robins are really
Jason
good.
Todd who died.
And here's the problem. Here's the thing.
Came back
Thank you, because Batman can't keep a track of his little boys.
And every single Robin that you just mentioned got that work by a 10-year-old boy. Light work.
Listen.
Damian Wayne whooped all their asses.
No.
All of their asses.
He did not beat Team Drake. He cheated when it came to Team Drake.
He smacked that motherfucker around like nothing.
No,
Drake. Tim Drake is not even that good of a Robin. He's a smart.
He's a detective Robin.
But he ain't fighting. He ain't beating nobody
he's not about that fight. That's what Jason Todd is for.
And he got smacked the fuck up too. He was on some Tupac shit.
Jason Todd actually won the cowl. Remember? And then
I'm talking about when they fought. Damian gave him that work.
What, battle for the cow?
No, when they were fighting in the Batcave. And Bruce had to break it up because Damian was giving him that work.
I'm talking about battle for the cow where Jason Todd burned the other Robin, fucked up all the Robins, and he was like, I don't even want the cow. I just want to let you know I can give you all that work, and then peaced out. Jason Todd is the greatest Robin of all time. He's an angry Robin, but
So you're saying Jason Todd's better than Dick Grayson?
Huh?
No, we're getting way off topic again.
Yeah, we are.
Are you saying that Damian's better than Dick Grayson?
Yeah, are you saying Damian's better than Dick Grayson?
As
the original OG?
As Robin, yes. As a character, no. Because Nightwing...
What kind of technicality is that?
Nightwing... Dick Grayson Nightwing is better than Dick Grayson Robin. Whatever, that's a fact.
Like, who really read Dick Grayson Robin? Dick Grayson stopped
though.
being Robin in like 1972.
That's my point, though. So, like, as Robin, Damian to me is that dude. So that was my number. That's my number 3.
Right.
Number 4, Daredevil.
I'll give my man credit. He's the only one out there really riding out for Daredevil like this.
And I was.
Are you going for
Frank
Daredevil
Miller?
that can see? Or Daredevil that can't see?
I like original line. Like I like an original, not like that new age shit where like vampires can be out in the sun, sparkling type of shit. I like original.
Daredevil's now just a lawyer
Yeah.
in a red suit that's fucking niggas up.
Well,
and shit.
have they changed Daredevil that significantly?
Nah, he's blind.
Okay, I was about to say,
I thought Supreme Iron Man gave him some pills.
Oh, that was temporarily.
And now he can see.
It was like if you're a heroin dealer, he gave him that free sample and that you gotta give me that money. And Daredevil ain't got money like that. So
He's a struggling lawyer.
Yeah, and Daredevil's dumbass, instead of going to go see his girlfriend, what she looks like, he went to go see what Foggy looked like. But that's
yeah, I actually read that. You're like flipping pages and you're like, wait, is this nigga really going to his boy's house?
Yeah, he went to see what Foggy looked like after all these years. Whatever. So then, my number 5.
Give it up for Daredevil though on Netflix. That shit's amazing.
An amazing show.
First of all, the hallway scene, probably one of the best
Hallway
action
scene
scenes.
was pretty fucking dope.
Like, and the nigga looked so tired at the end. Like, he was really fighting.
It's like some real life shit.
And the piggyback off the Daredevil, who will be in season 2, my number 5 is the Punisher.
Overrated.
No,
I'm sorry.
I don't know about
Overrated.
Not
top
overrated.
5. Come on,
Top 5
Top 5.
Punisher.
Top
Really?
5?
Blade is a better vengeful character than Punisher.
You'll see a theme in my list. I like, especially with Marvel, more street level characters are more relatable than like
street level is the perfect way to put it.
Your super overpowered superheroes.
I'm surprised Deathstroke was in your top 5. To be honest,
Deathstroke,
because we didn't do villains, we did heroes.
We just put
characters.
Oh well, I was just going heroes because Joker would have been up there real quick.
Oh, that's true.
Joker's, I think Joker sometimes can be a little bit overrated.
I think so. The Joker, to be honest, hadn't been that popular until like maybe the 80s and 90s. It's not like he was always that dude.
He was. Listen,
there's one particular writer
Batman, and then there's the greatest villain, the Joker. Can you tell me there's a better...
Joker's not consistent though. Like Joker's whatever a writer wants him to be.
Everybody's what a writer wants them to be because there's
some consistency in certain writers. Like Iron Man, no matter what Iron Man book you read, no matter who's writing, he's a cocky asshole.
No, you want to know what Iron Man's greatest villain is?
Alcoholism.
Exactly, a bottle of fucking scotch.
Yeah, I mean that's
a good way to put that. Like a bottle of fucking scotch.
It's scotch and the power of pussy. That's Iron Man's weakness.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's
same thing with Daredevil.
That's the consistency.
Daredevil's
the problem with Joker is some books you'll see him, he'll know how to fight. Other books, he's a frail guy that doesn't know how to fight.
It don't matter. But
sometimes he's immortal.
Yeah,
sometimes he cuts his face off.
Apparently,
but It is my
problem with Punisher.
Tell us about your love for Punisher.
Yeah, go ahead.
And just
we'll tell you why you're wrong.
Give us all the details so that when the police report comes out, we know where you mastermind the crime.
And make sure you include a Frankenstein Punisher because that was the thing that happened too.
All right, look, everybody, every superhero that you like or dislike is going to have one story that you want to just pretend doesn't exist. And Frankenstein. Really? Frankencastle is that one.
Frankencastle. Oh my god, it had a name.
But look,
wasn't he Captain America for a little bit too?
Oh yeah,
everybody was Captain America for a little bit. But
what was kind of cool that they still respected the story and let Captain America will punch his ass though. Punisher would not fight Captain America because he respected him too much.
That's because he'd get that work from Captain America.
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, he could not beat Captain America, but he was like, "Yo, dude, I grew up loving you. I'm not fighting you."
I like Punisher is like what you would do if like you didn't have superpowers, and you weren't rich. Like Punisher is basically Batman if he was a broke Batman.
First of all, Punisher is the kind of person if you take shit way too personal. If you got cut off in a line in the supermarket, you be Punisher. You know what? I'm gonna make this axe. I'm gonna hack this bitch to death. And
No, he's like, yo, I'm gonna buy this gun. I'm gonna file these fucking VIN numbers off this shit. I'm murking everybody up in this place.
To be fair, his family did get murdered.
Yeah, but a lot of people.
Whose family didn't get murdered? All right,
that's how you need to start the whole process. If you didn't lose a member, first of all, you can't work for Disney. Yeah. Second of all, you
want to know what
can't be a hero.
If his family didn't get murdered, you know what he'd be doing? pulling people over and choke slamming them because you'd be a cop.
Problem is, Punisher had extreme PTSD, and then his family got murdered. Then it is what it is. Look,
is it still Vietnam? Because it can't be Vietnam at this point.
Yeah.
Which war is it now?
This motherfucker wasn't in the Gulf War.
Was it the Afghanistan
He's
war?
got that Nick Fury serum on there. So that's my list.
That's the list. So everybody go ahead and vote for my list because it's always the best.
Email us your list too. What's the email address?
Email us your list at the Shade Show Podcast at gmail.com.
And we'll shit on it too because we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we'll shit on it. I don't care.
We'll shit on it live.
Yeah, live. So we're gonna get to a very special, very special rant.
I feel like I should almost leave the room.
I want you guys to be comfortable for this. This is going to be special.
I'm going to time it too, because you know what? There's at some point I'm going to have to hijack this fucking.
You really
this
were going to
rant.
start? You really going to start with this one though?
This. I'm going to entitle this "Superman is a Fascist." This is my random rant.
This is for you, Aaron.
So, obviously, by now you've probably got the point that I'm not a Superman fan. You probably wondered why I dislike him so much. So we're going to dive into it for a bit, right? Superman's creators has always made this character extremely boring. Like, he's super boring. And his morality is whatever the fuck he says, because who's going to stop him, right? Because I say what I want to do. So he doesn't give a fuck. He saves cats and shit. He never kills. Tells citizens the appropriate safety measurements and shit like that. He does whatever the fuck he wants to do. The only villains that are even physically imposing to him are other Kryptonians or Brainiac. Lex Luthor has to outsmart him, which only proves that Superman is mildly retarded. It's ridiculous. And the only thing worse than Superman is the people in Superman's metropolis. So you're trying to tell me he put fucking glasses on, you don't know that's fucking Superman? So if I walk up to you and punch you in the fucking face, and while you're recovering I put some sunglasses on, you were like, oh, where the fuck did that asshole go who hit me? No, you'd be like, why the fuck you put sunglasses on after you punched me in the fucking face? God, that's fucking retarded. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like I said, Superman is a fascist. He is a fascist. Think about it. He is. Now, he fights for the good side, so we kind of overlook it. But he fights for, the truth, justice, and the American way, blah, blah, blah. Whatever.
This is the first rant that somebody's actually got a full 3-page book report on.
Listen, Michael J., you're not hijacking my rant. You're not hijacking my rant. Sit your ass back down. Let me finish. There's literally only two, count it two, Superman arcs worth shit.
Really?
Only two. All-Star Superman.
Okay.
And the Superman where he's like, I don't feel like being Superman, I'm going to walk around the fucking planet.
Grounded? I thought you hated that one.
They're the only two that are even worthwhile discussing. The rest are fucking bullshit.
Wow.
Or when he's part of an ensemble. Because Superman is the Brad Pitt of comic book characters.
Bravo.
Full circle.
Now,
Yeah, you look...
And not even Brad Pitt, because at least Brad Pitt shows up in a good majority of the fucking movie. Superman takes his lazy ass to go find out, is Lois Lane wet today? Is she taking a nap? Do you need some milk and cookies? You know what? Let me go around the planet a couple times. So
I don't know half the world's burning.
So
but...
I can fuck up some shit. I'm gonna wait till all my friends are half dead, civilians are dead, buildings are crumbled, and then I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna sing Katy Perry lyrics and Final Crisis.
I still can't believe that's a thing. I still can't believe it.
That's just because Batman couldn't handle the job by himself.
And then Superman wants to come out, and Superman wants all the praise, like, look at me, I'm Superman. No, Superman, you're a fucking dick. Superman is the vodka of superheroes. Purest and blandest expressions of the type.
Yo, when did you come up with that one?
If Superman was a woman at a bar, you would buy her a drink, then after 2 minutes, you'd get extremely fucking bored and go pump at a spot in the corner. Fuck Superman. That's it. Drop the mic.
Wow, that was a
Don't
fucking
clap
rant.
this, man.
That was a rant. I mean,
that was a rant.
Agree or not agree, that was a fucking rant.
This was the first officially prepared rant by Dion.
You know what? This makes it hard for every other rant after that, because...
Yeah, because nobody feels these are rents that usually come off the dome. Dion's been waiting for the media time.
I feel like I had to. I feel like I had
waiting
to.
for the media time to fucking lay
He had
this.
to come home with this.
I feel like I had to
debauchery
prepare
out.
myself to defend my views on Superman.
You know what? I thought I was gonna get hate mail for the Kobe thing. You might get more hate mail than I will.
No, nobody gives a fuck about Superman. You're gonna see, nobody gives a shit.
Why do you think they keep coming out with Superman movies? People actually care. Superman represents America.
America.
Because Superman's a fascist. That was my thesis.
Wow.
Fuck your thesis.
So
Superman all day.
You know what? I think that's gonna be our next one for next 2. We're gonna try to do these every once in a while because it's hard to talk about comics every single time. But next time, I think we should talk about top 10 hated comic book characters because I got a lot I hate.
Top 10. God
I mean,
damn.
top 5. I'm sorry, top 5. I mean, we already know what's
Don't
in
give
there.
There's only so much
He's
time
gonna
in
be
a
like
day.
Gala, Superman,
Right?
Superman.
My top 5. Yeah, exactly. Superman. We'll get into some others later.
there's actually 4 other superheroes that I hate more than Superman. That I
Well,
haven't touched
just
on.
so you guys don't think we're behind. From what I understand, the new Superman story, his powers are a lot more reduced.
Yeah.
It's really good.
You should really love this new Superman because
It's actually not
he's
bad.
basically the Punisher.
McGee,
He looks like the Punisher, almost.
He is
And Lois Lane apparently is a bitch, and she ratted him out to the world.
yeah. So this Superman is he is the American badass Undertaker.
Oh wow, really?
He rides around on a Harley.
Oh,
He
that's
was. I saw
awful.
that. And he actually didn't he steal the Harley or he threw some kids
He
like
commandeered it.
yeah
He
threw
commandeered it.
some kids some money on him taking your bike
Oh,
because I'm
man.
Superman. Stop me.
But do you guys have anything that you guys want to recommend to readers? Listeners, as far as what you're reading right now?
The Walking Dead, despite what fucking Fennell says, read it.
Well, they don't even know what I said about The Walking Dead. Walking Dead sucks.
And they never will.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Baba buoyed.
No, you gotta read The Walking Dead. If you don't read The Walking Dead, there's something wrong with you.
What
For
I've
now.
been telling these guys is I've been reading, to me, which has been pretty good, actually. If you want to start with the Avengers and you're not too sure about the Avengers, read the Avengers from Volume 3, which is from 97 to 2004. It's after Heroes Reborn, so you don't have to worry
Skip
about
that
that
shit.
bullshit. Yeah, exactly. And it pretty much starts from scratch, gives you the history, and it brings back classic enemies like Kang and fucking Ultron. So, Avengers Volume 3. Dion?
So my comic book recommendations are going to be a little bit more obscure. I already recommended Secret Wars to begin with. Get into Image, support Image. Image comics are fantastic. I'll give you a handful right now that you can check out. They're complete issues. They're not difficult to find. The Sword, fantastic. Obviously, Walking Dead is great. Invincible, which is the greatest comic book superhero. That's their tagline. I'm not just making that shit up. That's their tagline. It's another Kirkman book. Saga, which is the best comic book out right now.
Saga
hands
is
down.
really good.
Saga, hands down. Check
I've
that
heard
out.
some good things about that.
It's fantastic.
Not only from Dion.
As long as you don't get sick
or Fennell.
easily, or as long as you have a strong stomach, Saga's good.
If you really are into like mainline stuff, we didn't talk about really DC books. The new 52 Batman before they reboot it was really good, and the new 52 Green Era was fantastic, especially Outsiders War.
Adapted to the show, really did well.
Check that out. Anyway, thanks for listening to the special. We're gonna do some specials every now and then.
Yeah, we'll do a wrestling one, comic book one, everything that interests us. We'll throw out there for you.
Yeah, throw some ideas to us too. You want us to do a show on something? You have something that you're like, hey, I want to know what these guys is gonna rant about.
We talk about anything.
Let us know.
Give them the website, the email address.
Email address one more time is the Shade Show Podcast at gmail.com. You can hit us up on Facebook, obviously.
Send your love, send your hate.
Anything you want to do.
Yeah.
Hate on Dion's fucking blasphemous rant.
Rant's
All right.
fantastic.
All right, y'all. Have a good one.
Good night.